I'm struggling with depression over it. I feel like we failed.
We were not a perfect family, but we were a really good family.
Our family was killed by gossip.
I know you're hurting, but you don't want to be this guy.
I am angry. I'm angry out of my mind.
Just keep trying. That's all I'm asking, okay?
And make some effort, too. I'm not going to camp out on somebody's doorstep.
Ariella Brown, the daughter of Sister Wives actress Robyn Brown, didn't just randomly exclaim, "I hate Christine." There's enough more to delve into there. That wasn't anything the youngster thought of on her own. It's obvious that Robyn is putting thoughts in her kids' minds. Christine isn't even someone Ariella knows well enough to despise. She could only be feeling that way because of what she hears from her parents, or more likely, from her grown siblings who still frequent the house. Welcome back to the TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Cody's purpose in bringing this up is to subtly make himself appear good and Christine look awful. However, if he's being honest, he's really exposing Robyn and himself as the ones who are giving Ariella these poisonous notions. Furthermore, Robyn always comes across as someone who is looking for sympathy when she complains about Christine not wanting a relationship. Christine never stated that she had no desire to date Robyn. She just stated, "Not right now," but Robyn always presents it as a personal jab in an attempt to win over viewers. Gabriel Brown, the son of Sister Wives star Janelle, is by far my favorite. He is older than he looks. I think there was an episode where he tried to genuinely have a conversation with Kody by sitting down at Coyote Pass. Cody, of course, claims that none of it actually occurred. Now that I'm over here perplexed, I'm still persuaded that Gabe tried. Maybe Kody could mend some of these ties with his children if he could only set aside his ego for a short while. Gabe tried, after all. To be honest with him, Kody ought to be made to provide documentation for these alleged efforts to mend fences with his children. He seems to entirely lose the notion of truth, though, like most people who are emotionally unstable. Sister Wives actor and father of 18, Kody Brown's moment of responsibility, it occurred to me to consider this quite astounding insight. Remorse is not precisely a trait that Kody Brown is known for. No, in his universe, there's always someone else to blame. You know you should feel guilty if I don't love you and all. The worst part is that Mary and the church were able to give him some accountability. The church officials had the nerve to call him out on them, using terms that obviously offended him because they upset him so much. They did tell him that he had left Mary behind. Oh, the terror. He hates the word abandonment, since it puts the entire blame for their unhappy marriage on him. How could they, in part because of Mary's request for a dissolution of their union, the church essentially gave him a reality check. That was, in my judgment, his major accountability moment. They were telling him in so many words that he had been a genuinely terrible spouse. It makes sense why he became so agitated. He insisted that he had never left her, but I checked out of that connection a long time ago, and that was only 2 minutes later. What irony, huh? Let's not forget that this formal divorce should not have occurred immediately following the divorce. Robyn's heartfelt cry about her children being taken away from her as she failed was a complete fabrication. In order to achieve her goals, she spun the yarn. Her offering to bear a child for Mary was the beginning of it all. Just a cunning ploy to gain Mary's confidence. I should assist Robyn if she would do that for me. What a master class in dishonesty. Even though I didn't particularly like Mary at the time, I was furious when I realized how manipulative she was. The fact is, Kody had been receiving criticism from his 3 women for years, and now at last he was receiving some tough love from the males in his life. However, it appears that he just listens to what other males have to say. And let's face it, his sons are just copying their mothers, so they really don't matter. Even though Kody said the show was about religious freedom, his narcissism has always put him at the center of it. It's amazing to consider how bitter their church and former classmates must feel. When Kody appeared on national television, he validated every unfavorable myth about polygamy being violent and poisonous. Kody, congrats. You did more than simply damage your personal reputation. You brought their whole faith down to earth. He's avoided any serious conflict thus far, which is a blow to the AUV's attempts to distance itself from the hell-dious Kody departed Utah and their religion for 14 years. However, this is far more significant than Mary. The ultimate badass, Mary has been pushing that last button for more than 10 years while Cody has been holding her down. Now she gets to walk away free and throw one more grenade into his lap. Whether he misses her or not, it will inevitably nag at him, especially now that he's been dehumanized in front of his B's self-centeredness really has no boundaries. It has nothing to do with the children longing for their siblings or the first children not having their father. No, she is the main focus, though she deliberately ignores the fact that her children get to spend the holiday with both of their parents. She is out here celebrating Christmas with her husband and her 5 children. Considering that they have entirely disregarded their biological father, the amount of self-centeredness is really astounding. Talk about having a me-first mentality. Not to be overlooked are the other kids, the ones who will never celebrate Christmas with their father or siblings, and who, up until her intervention, were treated like family. Please her off and take her holiday cheer with her. But it appears that Avalon is directly borrowing from Aunt Myself's playbook. It became evident after the season premiere that she had no idea who Cody actually was. When she firmly declined his offer of an embrace in the most recent episode, that was pretty much the final straw for me. When Cody asked for a kiss, I couldn't help but think that I should really say no thank you. It's like they had an unwritten family taboo. Cody is a hard pass, and let's not forget that Tummy called him Cody rather than Grandpa. How about a pivotal moment? It only goes to demonstrate that their purported closeness is more smoke and mirrors than genuine. Furthermore, Kody Brown and Robyn Brown, the stars of Sister Wives, ought to take a long leave of absence from the program. Nothing private. That ship sailed when they left Las Vegas, and ever since, their segments have been about as exciting as watching paint dry. This season in particular, they are such a drag with all the broken relationships with the kids. However, what made Sister Wives interesting were the wives, the kids, and the circus that was Cody trying to balance it all. Is anyone genuinely interested in seeing Cody and Robyn interact? Not me. I've been skimming their scenes, like in laundry detergent commercials, so I can see more of the other women and children. I'm totally invested in Mary's plot. I'm eager to follow her progress. To be honest, there's only so much complaining and whining one can do about how unjust life is. It's time we gave the other 3 wives more attention because they are far more interesting. Let's dissect it. Cody won't respond to inquiries. Sadly, Cody is not compensated. The other wives can't sit with Robyn. Yes, there was also no salary there. On the couches, Brianna and Aurora declined to engage with their siblings. Yes, as you predicted. Once more, they are not compensated. No more staged moments. Let's focus on the blatant falsification with ruthlessness. Would it be possible to write dates in the corners so we know when all of this drama is taking place? Let's speak honestly. Although it seems as though you're afraid Cody may leave the show, his greatest fear is being poor, TLC. His entire home is occupied by women who are solely employed for this television project. There's no reason to believe he will go away. I'm tired of Cody and Robyn making fun of me, and I'm sure the other spouses feel the same way. They are free to pack and depart, but not before Robyn and Cody clear up any confusion regarding their accounts. Robyn is working very hard to portray Cody as the kind husband who separated from Mary. Since they can't keep their stories in line, I firmly believe that this is the reason production has them perform their talking heads individually. As soon as Robyn explains that Cody had sobbed over the Mary problem, we cut to Cody saying, "Oh, I'm so relieved." What a stark contrast that is. It's practically absurd. Robyn fabricates these grandiose tales in an attempt to repair Cody's reputation, since she believes it shows a lack of concern for his divorce from Mary. But Cody steps in and tells the truth, completely appending her little fairy tale. He really doesn't give a damn. He obviously just wants to be relieved of the situation. It's almost funny to witness Robyn's manipulation in action. Furthermore, I used to believe that Robyn was permitted to have a relationship with Cody since only Kody Brown, Christine's daughter, was a true family member. However, it's evident from rewatching a few instances that Kody and Cody were never truly in a relationship. Everything revolved around Robyn. Like a sidekick, Cody would only appear when Robyn was present, waiting for his cue. Kody seems to give Robyn a lot of credit, following her advice and paying close attention to everything she says. Robyn also permits her to date Cody, but only as long as she's involved. Robyn is always present when Cody spends time with my Keltie and her children. It is clear that Cody is only drawn to partnerships involving children when their mothers are taking care of all the heavy lifting. Consider the mishap involving the Christmas Secret Santa. If Robyn could be in the middle, directing things like a reality show director, then only then would she let her kids play with the OG kids. Furthermore, coordinating that many individuals for a video conference is a challenge that we all know. It would never happen, she realized. To be honest, I don't think my Keltie and Robyn have as close of a bond as she thinks. It seems less like she's a real family member and more like a babysitter for Robyn's children. Even though I find myself becoming closer to Robyn with each season, I still feel like their relationship is more parasitic than paternal. Oh, how very sweet it is to hear Robyn cry out about her insatiable wish for multiple marriages. If that's the case, then why in the world did she essentially bind Cody to her side during their whole relationship? Although Cody chose to stay at Robyn's house, you would have thought that she would have had the guts to have him spend some time with the other wives and children. However, let's be honest. Regarding Robyn's dedication to this purported multiple lifestyle, I have grave concerns. She appears to be far more concerned in being the queen bee than anything else, and she blames Cody for the disarray in the family. She bemoans about wanting to be a nice sister wife, and it's almost funny how much she seems to enjoy being a stay-at-home mother to her children alone. She had wonderful financial agreements with the other wives too, which should not be overlooked. She appears to have been taking advantage of their older daughters as unpaid nannies while making no other contributions to the household. The definition of a low-value spouse is Robyn. She was well aware of Cody's pre-marriage treatment of his wives. That's why, at the picnic table, she definitely got a promise out of him. No marriage, no love. Her plans to become the preferred and lawful wife are so clearly audible that you can almost hear them turning. She was surprised, though, to discover that the other wives had departed the platform with their money in hand. Not to mention the irony, even in light of Cody's less than endearing actions toward Mary. She was delighted to keep Mary's money in her portion of the equity in the Vegas mansion. Who wouldn't, after all? A reasonable person would have pointed out that Mary may need the money if she ever wanted to make a quick getaway, but that would have required ethics, which Robyn evidently left at the door when she entered the family. But how Robyn had the gall to tell Christine that she and Cody weren't having any problems back in Las Vegas is beyond me. Robyn behaves like she's some sort of relationship guru, branding Christine a liar when, in reality, Christine has made it plain that they have had innumerable chats over the previous year. It's absurd. Since every lady has a different relationship with Cody, it's obvious that Cody must be chatting to Robyn about everything, and for some reason, Robyn believes she's the boss of this whole mess. For reference, if you want to see this insane behavior up close, watch Season 17, Episode 9. To be honest, Robyn acts like she's all that and a bag of Doritos as she parades around like she's Cody's last wife standing. When she spreads her condescending remarks or lays on that couch, you can just sense the smugness oozing off of her. Let's be honest though, the other women who now have the opportunity to find spouses who truly deserve them are the true winners in this situation. I apologize for the small digression, but this is frustrating. I swear I would have burned the world down if I was in a bad relationship and someone dared to call me a liar about my personal marriage issues. It irritates me that Robyn claims that the reason Cody spends more time at my house in Vegas is because I give him space for an office and a garage, as if that makes her more capable of comprehending Christine's situation. Moreover, Robyn has the audacity to suggest that you two don't talk when Cody doesn't seem to tell her anything about the other wives. It's simply astounding. Furthermore, how about we discuss these allegedly exaggerated expectations of grandparents? Only 2 of Sister Wives star Cody Brown's 18 offspring have succeeded in having children of their own. Yes, he has 2 children who together have produced 6 grandchildren. We are not discussing a grandfather balancing visits with 12 grandchildren spread out throughout the nation. Cody, really, you can't find the time to take a plane, disguised as a mask, and spend a long weekend with one of those kids when it's just 6. My grandparents had 5 children over the course of the last 3 or 4 years, and those children moved around and started their own families. But hey, what do you know? Even though it required taking a 4-plus-hour journey to see some of us, they managed to visit each family at least once a year until they were informed they could no longer fly due to health difficulties in their early 80s. If there was a graduation or a health emergency, they were on the next aircraft out. I find it incomprehensible that Cody considers it reasonable to go between 1,000 and 1,500 days without seeing his daughter and grandchildren, but then characterizes that as having unreasonable expectations. Isn't it a little ridiculous for Cody to think that his 18 children will just accept his absence from their lives due to a small distance? Geographical factors do matter, but let's face it, absenteeism is not the solution. And as Cody was busy adding more youngsters to his list, did he even consider this? Did he really think, hey, I'll just have 18 kids and write them off completely if they move more than 45 minutes away? I also have children, and guess what? I anticipate that they will go wherever life leads them. That's only a portion of it. I also wouldn't let the distance between us determine the quality of our relationship. Thus, I would also anticipate devoting a significant portion of my time to flying to see them. To be honest, Cody doesn't come because he wants to. He doesn't want to call, so he doesn't pick up the phone. Distance is irrelevant because he also disregards the children who live close by. Consider the surgery of Yi Saibi Bowl. Cody, for example, didn't show up because he felt like it. The wives ultimately made the decision to go for this reason. He simply quit making even the barest minimum of the effort that he used to. It's obvious now that he simply doesn't want to bother. Moreover, when Janelle Brown, a star of Sister Wives, revealed that Gordon had informed some of his own kids that he ought to have waited to wed Robyn, that was a surprise. I swear I dropped my jaw. He has undoubtedly said that more than once. Who the hell does this person think he is, really? For those poor youngsters, my heart hurts. I thought this soggy noodle can't possibly disgust me anymore with every episode. Still, here we are once more. Frankly, Robyn and Croydon should simply leave those poor kids out of it. For crying out loud, how do they ever live with themselves? They deserve each other. I'm positive he said that. He is the current champion of downplaying his own offensive remarks. This is a man who frequently uses content that was genuinely recorded and broadcast. He will, of course, deny saying anything genuinely appalling off camera. Let's speak honestly. The children cannot possibly be making these claims up on the spot. They've heard it straight from that jackass's mouth, so it's absurd that Groyd would sit there and act like they're playing telephone. Bees, as everyone knows, he enjoys editing history to portray himself as a saint because, God forbid, he had to face the mess he's created. Plus, who else is just? I'm ignoring the moments with Michael Brown's mother, Christine Brown, and David Woolley entirely because I can't watch them. She's married already, really? Give me a break. After watching the wedding episode, we now have to act like these conversations about their first dates are some sort of groundbreaking revelation. Although I used to watch this show while multitasking, I can no longer stand it when their scenes play in the background. To be honest, I think I would much rather watch the gang show for an hour. I've absolutely lost interest in the program at this point since it's so predictable and so far behind. Mary continues to talk about how she was wronged, and it's true. Robyn goes through her routine crying fit. Janelle has finally realized what a jerk Cody truly is, while Christine has fallen in love at first sight. In the midst of all this turmoil, the children are just trying to go about their lives. We viewers already know what's happened, so that makes us sad. And all we want is for everyone to get better, if that's even possible. In all honesty, it seems like the show should give up at this point. The geese is done. Let's also discuss Christine Brown, star of Sister Wives, and her recent admission that she doesn't want to hang out with Robyn and the gang. Although I touched on it in a different video, it merits its own discussion. Remember, though, how Christine mentioned absent-mindedly that she didn't want to be around Cody, Robyn, and their adorable children when she relocated from Flagstaff? And, surprise, they did nothing at all to make her decide otherwise. Rather than offering assistance, they simply continued to spew hate, negativity, and drama. Classing, if only they had acted like decent human beings whenever they came into contact with Christine and respected her boundaries. Imagine if they had been genuinely nice instead of adding to the drama throughout their exchanges of truly or anything. Alternatively, how about this? We may have witnessed a different result if they had treated all the children with kindness and talked about Christine in their talking heads. To be honest, Christine would probably be singing a different song if they had succeeded in doing that. Imagine that years ago, Cody and I weren't the happiest married couple, but now look at us. Whenever he sees Robyn and Savannah, he becomes really excited. She is so precious. Do you recall how she used to send Christmas cards and give my kids calls on their birthdays? She gets along so well with DAB that she even invites the middles to hang out with him. She simply is such a lovely influence in our life. I don't think Christine is a saint, but can you really blame her for reacting the way that Cody treats her? His remarks about her and Janelle are humiliating, and let's not even talk about how he ignores the OG-13. But the revelation made by Savannah Brown, Janelle's daughter, that she preferred having her brothers accompany her down the aisle, made this week's show particularly poignant. Especially after learning that Garrison won't be present to complete the task, my heart broke into a million pieces. The idea that their father is such a massive loser who deserts his family just when they need him the most is exasperating. Savannah is deserving of better, and it pains me to witness how her brothers, who function as her father figures, are now left feeling so empty. I recently watched the footage of Maddie sobbing during a confessional on the couch and thanking Michelle for everything Logan has done for her. And if you look closely, you'll notice a not-so-subtle barb at Kody. Was Cody's treatment of Logan truly so bad? It appears that the apple fell close to the tree. The irony of Sister Wives actor Kody Brown saying he has never been patriarchal, aside from the occasions when he was, of course, is evident. His extraordinary ability to go past the innumerable instances in which he advocated for his particular brand of patriarchy, one in which it was always my way or the highway, astonishes me really. Recall the Hawaii Pake incident, the boat race, your move to Vegas, your subsequent move to Arizona, and, of course, your constant marriage to a fourth woman, always Cody, the self-appointed arbiter. Let's face it, let's assume that Robyn was masterminding things behind the scenes, but nevertheless. His wives encouraged him and helped him grow into this amazing man. But in the beginning, he was more like a ping-pong ball bouncing between households than the patriarch. However, things truly took a turn when Robyn entered the picture. Her deceit was becoming more and more obvious. Janelle even made that observation. Words like loyalty and respect, which Cody never used to use as much as he does now, are direct quotes from Robyn. He began to detest his other wives and children who didn't fall in love with him because of how much she idolized him. If you are looking for more Sister Wives gossip, come back to TLC Flicks for all your updates. Bye, guys.